Hello everyone, I'm Mike Kruger from Weather NorCal. This is another Ag Report sponsored by Lassen Canyon Nursery. And you're probably looking behind me and you see this guy. First, let's introduce the man behind this, or right now he's in front of it, but the guy who invented this. And I gotta tell you, we're gonna learn more about this and you're gonna wonder, why haven't we had this before? So you're Charles Lasseter.
Yes.
And what's your association with Providence International?
I'm on their advisory board, and
Okay.
I've been working with them some time, and I built the geodesic dome that was previously here.
All right, so the geodesic dome, that's where we're gonna start off with. You may remember the geodesic dome that was in front of the farm. You drive by it on I-5 and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then one day it's gone, poof, right?
Right, exactly.
So they were originally gonna build another one, but because of this, and now this is a prototype,
Right.
we're gonna have this in that place instead. It's gonna be about the same size, if I'm not mistaken, right?
30 feet in diameter.
30 feet in diameter. So tell me first and foremost, this is a prototype, but tell me what this is and what this is all about.
Well, what this is a sphere that captures the maximum volume of air, and it spins around a mast to create angular momentum to drive a power wheel, which can produce electricity or magnetic induction,
Yeah.
or in primitive circumstances, a grain grinder or water pump or various similar.
So this is something that essentially, you think of the wind turbines that we're used to seeing, this is something that essentially could replace that, and really essentially it seems like it's more efficient and will be better.
Indeed, it's a 21st century Dutch windmill.
Yeah.
It captures the air in a spherical manner and creates it to angular, or turns it into angular momentum, which is a new concept. I'm surprised no one ever did it.
Well, and that's what amazes me the more you tell me about it. So when we think about a traditional wind turbine, even the ones that are for homes, it takes a lot more wind than this to get it going, right?
Right, and they don't have the mass. They're just spinners that spin on low energy battery charges. With a big one, this can drive a lot of power.
I can imagine, and you were saying it takes as little as 4 miles per hour of a wind to get this thing spinning, right?
Well, as you can see, it's in motion.
Yeah,
and
it's not windy at all.
It's not windy at all, yeah.
So that's pretty amazing to me to think that this is, I mean, feels like I could just go like this, right?
Probably.
And that's all it probably need. So if you just get people blowing, you can just get some energy here. So what's the plan and goal with this? What are your hopes with this? Is this something you're hoping that will make it into the mass market and people will start using it more and more?
Well, my primary endeavor is to help Providence with their energy systems. They've got various things. They're using solar and other biochar.
Yeah.
And this will contribute to their program. This is a test bed. It's a scale model.
Yeah.
It won't put out the power that the 30-footer would, but I'm testing all the intricacies of it, and I'm discovering quite a bit, because it's just a prototype test bed at this point. But it's very promising results. As you can see, it just spins practically on its own.
I mean, yeah, that's amazing. And you were saying it's going to generate energy for the farm. How much energy is it going to produce? Will it be for the whole farm? I mean, how much energy?
Well, what we're going to do is I've got a 24-volt battery pack here.
Okay.
So it's going to charge batteries initially.
Oh, got it.
So it'll run a 24-volt generator that'll charge a battery pack with 6K or something like that. So it'll be just like your typical Tesla wall type application.
You were talking about how it basically anchors itself.
Right.
Right? So how does that work? You're talking about a vortex that develops above it?
Well, it spins around. It's kind of like, it would lift off like a helicopter if it wasn't tied down, but it's like a fan. It creates a spin above it. And that vortex in the air above it acts like a governor in the overall wind situation. So it creates a maximum velocity. But at that velocity, say 30 RPMs or something like that, it can be geared down to drive a generator or other power sources.
That's pretty amazing.
The nice thing about it, it's the maximum ability to catch the wind. A sphere is the most efficient container of volume, and the sails are like a sailboat, like jibs. It's the same principle of how you can tack against the wind with a sailboat. These jib sails act the same way. So it really captures the wind just as a sailboat would.
Well, I got to tell you, this is absolutely amazing to me to think, like you say, nobody's thought of this. You're getting it patented, which is a great idea, because I'm sure once somebody gets their hands on this, they're just going to fly with it. So for those of you that are watching right now, look for his stock. I tell you what, it's going to take off here. So Charles, I appreciate you taking the time to come out here and tell me more about this, and congratulations on such a great invention here. I think, like I say, this is going to be something that's going to be really neat, not only to help generate electricity for the farm, but I think it's going to be a really cool replacement for what they had there in general. So thanks again, and thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next week for another NorCal Ag sponsored by Lassen Canyon Nursery.